Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Paige, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 5. So yesterday, when this video will go up, there was an inside video released which contained a few pieces of information for this week's episode that are pretty big. So yeah, I'm just going to play that video for you now and then we'll go over it later.
Something went wrong. We got Dwyer, we gave him the cure, this should all be over. But another Cicada showed up.
Episode 517, Time Bomb. We find out that the mysterious guest that showed up at the end of 516 was none other than Grace Gibbons from the future.
I came back here to work with you again. To kill every last metahuman.
She has sort of taken the mantle of Cicada, and that throws this massive wrinkle in Thawne's plan. He has no idea how to stop her.
There is only one thing left to do. You tell your father everything.
Of course, Nora's a little apprehensive about doing that. She doesn't want to betray the trust that Iris and Barry and the whole team have given her.
Time travel sucks. Nora, West Island, let's see what we have here.
Sherlock Wells has really put all the pieces together, and he finally has discovered who Nora is working with.
Someone instructed you to do it.
Now, we generally never go over these types of videos that are released. I actually can't remember the last time I did go over one of these like inside the episode videos or whatever they're called. But usually these are released like the morning of the episode. But this was released a few days beforehand this time around. So it just seemed like good timing. And there are actually some pretty interesting things to go over from this inside video thing that lead into this week's episode. And we will also talk about maybe two other pretty big things for the future of The Flash for this and next season later on the video as well. But as always, let me know your various thoughts in the comment section down below, guys, what we go over in this video, and you just let me know all your stuff down there. But yeah, let's go over everything new that was revealed in this inside special video thing. So we start off the video by seeing some of the end fight scene from last episode with Nora saying over the top of it, something went wrong. We got Dwyer, we gave him the cure, this should all be over. But another Cicada showed up. Now, she is obviously saying this to none other than Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash himself. Now, Nora tends to visit him when like she needs immediate answers, not something logged in through like the time vault we have seen a few times this season. They are more like journal entries, while the visits she pays to Iron Heights in 2049 are more like game plan instructions from a coach or something. We then hear the executive producer and showrunner for The Flash, that being Todd Helbing, who we might bring up later in the video. And he talks about how it was revealed that the other Cicada that shows up is none other than future Grace, Orlan's niece. But this just isn't an issue for Team Flash now. It also throws a spanner into the works for Eobard Thawne, as you know, Grace is an unexpected entity. Thawne has no idea how to stop her. She was definitely not a factor that Thawne saw in his plan that he set out for Nora. In regards to future Grace, we see her speaking to her now conscious Uncle Orlan, and she tells him that she came back to the present to work with Orlan in order to, kill every last metahuman. So at least we, know what her intentions are. I guess the big question around this is whether she was too late to get to her uncle before the cure was given to him, or whether she was right on time. I did do a video specifically on this topic of future Grace and what's going on with her and various things around that. I will leave a link in the description down below if anyone's interested in checking it out. It's a pretty interesting video. But yeah, future Cicada, not in Thawne's plans, definitely stumped him. And his only real plan and idea that I guess he can come up with on the spot when he learns all of this new information is that Nora has to tell her father what is going on. What she's been doing this season, which, as Todd, does say over the video, Nora is a little apprehensive to go and do that. She doesn't want to break that trust that she has formed with her parents and Team Flash. The synopsis or description for this episode does say that Nora sort of comes to the realization that she has to tell her father what's going on through a different source, but I think it is more going to be Reverse Flash in the future, as well as a familiar looking face to Thawne in the future, that being Sherlock Wells in the present, and his quest for the recent parts of this season, that being the decoding of Nora's notebook that's sort of gonna, push her over the edge and, reveal everything. So over the past handful of episodes, we've seen Sherlock make progress with Nora's notebook journal thing, where he has been able to get little snippets of what, she has been writing down. But as we can see in this video, that thing is now fully decoded and translated. So Sherlock knows exactly what is up. And as Todd also says in the video, he now knows exactly who she is working with. So this reveal scene with Nora around the rest of Team Flash is going to be one of those really tense moments just to see what everyone else's reaction to this news is. Us as the audience has known about Nora and Thorne since episode 8. But everyone else will be learning about this 9 episodes later. So it has been a long time coming for, everyone else to find out. And I personally cannot wait to see everyone's reaction to this. But mainly Barry. It should be pretty heavy for him. In regards to what is actually written in the translations that we do see on screen in this video, most of it is just nonsense. Like, honestly, some of it looks like dodgy fan fiction. But the main interest points are, there's 2 of them, and the first one comes from the second half of the entry on January 24th, 2019, which reads, "But once Cicada has been caught, there won't be a reason for me to be here. I don't know what things will be like when I come home, but I know I'll be a better speedster because of my experience here. As well as because of all of your encouragement. I know the road hasn't always been smooth, but I'm grateful to have you as my partner. Thank you." Now, honestly, this does sound like Nora is sucking up to Thorne, which she probably is. But this does really highlight how much she does look up to him and also the faith that she has in him, which will be interesting to see play out in the later parts of this season. She also talks about not knowing what her future will look like when she returns, which has always been a thought of mine. What if she does say Barry? Like, what will that future look like where the Flash never disappears? Surely that screws up, a lot of stuff up, not just a bit of stuff, like a decent amount, especially around Nora. So that will be very interesting to see. And the second entry on January 21st is another point of interest. That entry says, "As promised, I haven't told my parents anything about you. Sometimes I wonder if I can keep this up. The white lies, the half-truths. But then I hear your words echoing in my head. Tread lightly. Think of the ramifications. And I stay the course. I'm focusing on your other lessons. How to control my speed. How to channel my emotions. And I become more aware of the emotions of everyone around me. My father is teaching me many of the same things as you, in fact. How to stay in the moment, look around and take my time with my choices. It's funny, when I first came to this time, I thought it was to run faster. Now I find myself constantly slowing down." And once again, this just hammers home how much of a mentor that Thorne is to Nora, which would definitely persuade her reasoning to, follow his request to tell her father, even though it does look like Sherlock might force it out of her. It will be interesting to see how the 2 first came in contact in the future. It wouldn't surprise me if the Godspeed episode plays into that. Maybe Eobard Thawne was out at the time and saves Nora from Godspeed, but then gets himself locked up in Iron Heights due to that. We know the Godspeed stuff will take place in Nora's past, when she had longer hair at some stage in the episode. So that could maybe be a scene where Thawne saves her from Godspeed. Who knows? We do see and hear Cisco say, "Time travel sucks," which is next to a bank which will be centered around Grace's past and the death of her parents. We do have a meta of the week this episode called Vicky Boland, who will be the meta that accidentally causes the death of Grace's parents and sort of embeds that hatred of metas within her, leading to what we have now with the future Grace. Vicky's meta powers will probably just be sourced back to the particle accelerator incident. As we know, Grace's parents died before the Enlightenment, but it looks like Vicky could possibly be Grace's first target on her time travel trip to exterminate the metas. Cisco is most likely going to vibe this area, which will be, how we see Grace's parents killed, or they could just show us that incident through a flashback for Grace before doing a quick version of it for Cisco and the others to see through a vibe, something along those lines. But as I said earlier in the video, I did want to, touch on 2 other topics. The first one is around next season of The Flash. So as I said, the executive producer or showrunner talking in this video is Todd Helbing. Now, he won't be in that position next season. They are changing showrunners come the end of season 5, and a guy called Eric Wallace will be taking over in season 6. Now, Eric, I don't know if he's written any episodes this season, but he's like a co-executive producer this season, and last season he wrote 4 episodes. Unfortunately, one of them was Run Iris Run, but the other 3 were, I think, the first episode, the finale, and also Therefore I Am, and those 3 other episodes are really solid episodes for The Flash, so that's always a good sign when you have a decent writer coming on to, those are important episodes for the season and also the villain, because Therefore I Am was a massive DeVoe episode, and obviously the first episode sets up the season, and the last episode, the finale, as it sort of hints at, finishes it off and sets up everything going forward. So it's good that he's coming on board. It's very similar to the Arrow change with Beth Schwartz coming on. Not much known about the guy, apart from he's a writer, but I'm interested to see what he does next season. And the other exclusive bit, this is just for people that stayed behind and watched till the end of the video, so only you guys are going to hear this because I know people click off halfway through, but for people that are still here at the end, Ragdoll looks like he will be back in episode 20. The actor was in Vancouver. He was there for a couple of days. He was there for about 3 or 4 days, which is enough to film. And that's easily enough time. That's, I think, how long he was there for the first time he was there. So episode 20 could be an episode where we have Ragdoll coming back and there could be like a rogue sort of thing going on. It's a weird placement, don't get me wrong. Weird placement, but maybe he's a target for Cicada if they're trying to exterminate all these metas. Maybe Ragdoll dies. I don't know, that could be what happens. But there's your little exclusive piece of information that Ragdoll could be back for episode 20 of The Flash this season. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support. Let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions on what we went over in this video and all of that. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.